Tim Irwin of PonyPride.com here with defensive coordinator Tom Mason. Coach Mason, it was a rough start to the season on Sunday. Just what's your overall, grade of the defense after watching the film?
Well, the way we played is unacceptable in that game. I mean, I'm embarrassed how we played. I know the kids are embarrassed. That was one of those games that got away from us. Probably, I got to take the blame for that. My job is to make sure this defense is ready to play, and obviously we didn't play the level of defense that I expected us to play in that game.
Was it just coverage breakdowns? Was it players not doing their responsibilities? What was it?
Well, anytime you get 59 points put on you, you got to take a look at what you're doing as a coach. And, my job is to prepare these kids, have them ready to play, have them emotionally ready to play. And, maybe I had too much in the game plan. I'm searching for why. You never really understand. If I had all the answers, I'd be making millions of dollars. But, we got to look at a lot of things, and got to simplify the package a little bit. Coaching for a lot of years, I know when kids aren't playing well, you need to simplify things down and make it easier for the kids so that they can play fast. And you never know what happened. I mean, in that game, when it got 42-3, I cleared the benches, got a lot of kids reps. That game was out of hand, and I didn't worry too much about what was going to happen from there on out.
Well, what do you think of those young guys that got into the game?
We got good young players in this program, and that was a good experience for them to get in, get some reps, give us a chance to evaluate them. And, your biggest growth, I always say, comes from game 1 to game 2, and we'll see where we're at after Saturday night.
Well, what do you do to move forward and, correct the mistakes?
Well, you just got to go back and keep teaching. I mean, coaching's all about teaching, and it's like anything else. If you had a bunch of students that flunked the test, if you had 80% of your class flunk a test, you're going to go back and reteach what you taught, and that's what we do. I mean, it's time to reteach it. It's time to, make sure we got it right and move forward.
Well, looking at SFA, what do they like to do on offense?
They're a passing team. They got a really good quarterback. They got a good receiving core. They're going to test us throwing the ball. They'll keep you, from guessing with the run game. But they really want to come out and they want to throw the ball all over the field, and that's what we're going to get from them.
One of the players that got highlighted a lot in that Baylor game was Chris Parks and his coverage. What do you think about him in the game?
Well, Chris did a good job first time starting and, taking over. And I thought Chris did a good job in that game. Late in the game, we probably should have subbed him out. I think a couple of those big plays that they got on were a result of his legs being fatigued. And that's our job as coaches, to get those players some rest once in a while during the game so that they don't wear out in the third and fourth quarter.
Was there a lot of fatigue in the Baylor game? It seemed like the defensive line was getting shuffled in and out a lot and that kind of stuff.
Well, we tried to do a good job of substituting guys and keeping them fresh. When it's that hot out there and you're in your first ball game and you haven't really went any live hitting up to that point, kids fatigue pretty fast. And we were aware of that. Problem is the depth in the secondary. We didn't feel like we had enough guys to sub in and out, so mainly the substitutions were the defensive line and linebackers.
Who probably impressed you the most in that game on the defense?
Well, I thought Taylor Reed had a really good game. Stephon Sanders had an excellent game. I thought our secondary played very solid. I was pleased with how they played, even though we gave up some big balls. Not all of that was on the secondary either. I mean, there were some linebackers in coverage, but overall I'd say our secondary guys and then Stephon Sanders and Taylor Reed played